Welcome back to another. I'm gonna stop cursing to start the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe it's a such thing as curse words, but I don't know how the YouTube algorithm work, and I be hearing a lot of I was finna curse again. I be hearing a lot of YouTubers talk about some. I shouldn't curse to start the video, so I'm gonna take some notes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna curse to start the podcast, but one day the podcast gonna be on more than just YouTube. Anyways, welcome back, man. How was y'all Sunday, man? I'm gonna tell you. My Sunday started off with me watching the Browns and Patriots game. Obviously, that was the game I was gonna watch, but my ass had a fan in front of me. It was a dark room, and my ass was kicked back, butt ass naked, with just like some of them PSD draw boxer briefs on, them tight ass shits. And we passed the opening part, bro. I feel like I can curse now, bro. And I was just chilling watching these motherfucking Browns stank it up. Matter of fact, let me do something. I want to separate the Browns and Baker. I watched Baker stink it up. All right, I'm about to start separating the Browns and Baker because I don't think the Browns are a bad team. And that's not me saying that to save my pick of picking the Browns over the Patriots, because the only reason I picked the Browns over the Patriots is because of the Patriots' offensive play calling. They had a great. Let me not say nothing crazy. It wasn't that they was great or nothing like that, but we gonna get back to that. Welcome to Kicking It with Saint Podcast, another episode. You know we do this every week. We about to break down the Sunday slate. I watched 3 games today. I watched Baker Trashfield and the Patriots. I actually watched 4 games, really. I watched half of one. I watched Seattle take on the Packers. I watched half of the Carolina. I watched the first half of Carolina Cardinals, and I'm glad I did. And I watched the night game, KC Raiders. I think I picked every single one of them fucking games wrong when I think about it, because I took the Raiders to beat KC, which we're going to get to down the line, down the podcast, because I'm not going to say we're going to get to it in a minute. I don't know if we're going to get to it in a minute. That might be the last game we talk about. I might talk about that game next. Who knows? But I picked that game wrong. And I don't even go over the picks that I be having, but I just thought about this as I was watching the games. I picked KC wrong. I picked the Panthers game wrong. Wait a minute. I don't actually remember who I picked in that Panther game. I might have picked the Panthers just because of Cam was back, and not because I thought he was going to play, but because I can't remember who I picked in that game, but I think I picked the other team. I think I picked Arizona because I thought Kyler was playing. I picked the Raiders. That was wrong. I picked the Cardinals. That was wrong. I picked... I picked Cleveland, and that was wrong. But I'm happy that was wrong. And I picked one more game that I absolutely thought was going to... it was a game that I specifically... Tennessee and New Orleans. I picked that game wrong. I picked a lot of games wrong, matter of fact. Let me go through it. Atlanta, Dallas. So we're going to start this one off like this. I'm going to tell you the scores and shit. Atlanta went to Dallas. They got their asses whooped. Which, matter of fact, I'm not finna just go through them. I'm not finna just do that, actually, because I want to talk about these shits. Bro, Atlanta and Dallas, man. So I already told y'all last week that Dallas, that was Dak coming back. He needed a game to get back into the emotions and into his rhythm and all that type of shit. I was like, you can't take it too serious that they lost to Denver. For the simple reason, Dak, like I said, Dak was coming back and shit like that. So I wasn't. Plus, I don't understand why people think good teams can't lose or have bad weeks. That's weird to me. People was trying to call out the Cowboys and all that type of shit after last week. And I got on here and I said, listen, they can have a bad week, bro. It is what it is. Don't take too much out of this game, bro. And like I said, you shouldn't have took too much out of it because they come out here and beat the shit out of the Falcons. I'm happy for Dallas. Dallas did everything right. Dak balled the fuck out. I got to mention Dak. Zeke didn't have to do much. Listen, the Cowboys are a pass first team. I'm glad that they realized that. I'm glad Kellen Moore done leaned into that. When you have CeeDee Lamb, when you have Amari Cooper, Gallup, you have to throw the fucking ball, bro. That is a pass first team. And I'm glad that they offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, has leaned into that. He's not still trying to run Zeke and Pollard. Yes, I love Zeke. Pollard is a great running back. He probably going to go somewhere and get paid. But it is when the tides have turned, Dak needed to have a running game before. He needed to lean heavily on the run before. Dak has developed like you would want your franchise quarterback to develop. He don't have to lean on the running game so much no more. This is now a pass-first team, and I like that Kellen Moore hasn't forced Dak to keep handing the fucking ball off like somebody we're going to talk about in a couple minutes. I said a couple minutes, and I really don't know when I'm going to talk about that. But either way, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to have to remember to talk about it anyways because the team that I'm talking about didn't even play right Sunday. But I'm glad that that's how the Dallas Cowboys run their offense now. They're not forcing him to go through Zeke and the running game and all that. Let that man throw that shit around the field. Let Dak cook. Let Dak cook, bro. Because this, to me, the Cowboys are going to be at their best when Dak. Now, I know some people like to say Dak throw for a lot of garbage yards and shit like that. And clearly that's not the case this year. One thing I would say about the Cowboys offense, because they leaning so heavily into the pass now, I would say this, because I think it's just going to be inevitable that Zeke and Pollard become like afterthought. Like, I don't think that this offense down the line is going to be giving running backs 20 carries a game. Like, I believe this is the type of offense. They're going to keep their balance as far as like running it when they need to, running it when they have to, and shit like that. But I think this offense is going to become so good, especially if they can keep all these dudes with Dak. This is the running game kind of going to phase out because of how good they're going to be, especially if they go out and get a top tier tight end. Like, I'm not saying the tight end they got right now, and I can't remember his name at the moment, but I'm not saying he's not good. But just imagine if they went out and paid to bring over another top, like a big name tight end that you know could get it done. That'd be crazy. Or if they end up getting one like I'm just saying Blake Jarwin, that's his name. But right now, obviously, I think they would go out and try to make a splash on the defensive side of the ball. But this is a offensive team. This team, to me, their offense could be as good as Kansas City and all those type of teams, bro. As Dak keep developing, the receivers keep getting better, bro. This is going to be a scary team to play. I think Dallas is the best team in the NFC. Because I trust Dak more than Matthew Stafford. That's why I would take them over the Rams, even though, you know, I love Aaron Donald and OBJ. But I would take Dak and the Cowboys over them for the simple reason, as much as I like Sean McVay and how he run his offense, because Dallas knows that they are a throwing first team and they have the weapons to go out and fuck up any because Jalen Ramsey, great. But Jalen Ramsey can't guard Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper. That's the difference between teams that only have 2 good receivers or 1 good receiver. Dallas has 3 great receivers and a good tight end, and they got running backs who can catch the ball out the backfield. Plus, you have to stay honest because Zeke can get crazy and get loose and go nuts or go crazy. So I think Dallas is the perfect offense, to be honest with you. This is what I thought Dallas was going to be last year. They finally showing their potential this year because especially adding CeeDee Lamb, I just thought that this team with Dak and these boys, I just thought that this was going to be a crazy good offense because I think Dak can throw it. I thought they ran great pass concepts when the game was already over a couple years ago. Now they starting to do that shit early in games. And they did exactly what they supposed to go out there and do. Beat the hell out of a bad Atlanta Falcons team. But so I'm glad. I just wanted to make sure I gave love to Dallas, and shit, especially since I fuck with a lot of the dudes on Dallas. And Diggs got another interception this week. He got 8 picks on the season. He definitely probably winning Defensive Player of the Year. If Dallas finished strong and the defense remained good this year, Diggs might be a top candidate for Defensive Player of the Year if he don't win it. But I know they love to get at the people who get sacks and shit like that. And Matthew Judon should be in the running too because Matthew Judon been balling. He got more sacks than Baker Trashfield got touchdowns. However, when I just wanted to make sure I gave Dallas a whole bunch of love, bro. And we were supposed to be talking about the Patriots-Browns game, but I ended up looking at this fucking sheet at the score, so I ended up having to go on this rant real fast because it ain't a rant yet, but it's about to be because I've been talking about these fucking Falcons, bro. What? Bro, yo, this fucking team drafted a tight end with they pick in the top of the draft this year, bro. Can you be more moronic, bro? That is not what this team needed, bro. Bruh, you could have just fucking kept Julio at this point. And yeah, people gonna say, oh, Atlanta won the trade because Julio been hurt and shit like that. Tennessee is playing good, and they still got Julio when he come back. Atlanta is playing bad, and they don't have Julio when he gets healthy and comes back. So I don't understand how people are still saying that Atlanta won this trade. Atlanta did not win this trade because, for one, let's say the tight end develop and become a stud, right? What the fuck does that matter if this defense and everybody else around him is still bad? Matt Ryan is bad, bro. It is what it is. And now he might be the worst quarterback in this division now. Because you got Cam back. I would take Cam over him. Listen, I'm dying on the Cam Newton hill, bro. I will die on that hill all day long. And there's a lot of motherfucking Carolina Panther fans that I'm going to be dying on that hill with because they love that motherfucker. But to me, at this point, Matt Ryan is a bad quarterback, bro. Or he just don't get it done. To me, he could probably still throw... I can't even say that because he ain't never had the strongest arm. He just always had great weapons around him. And I was finna say he always had Julio. But I didn't want to disrespect all those other studs that he used to have also. But now, I mean, just look at it. Look at this team. You can put up these garbage yards and shit like that when it don't matter. This team just got their asses beat, bro. They just got their asses beat. They didn't even put up a touchdown today. So what was the point of drafting that tight end that early, bro? What was the point? That tight end was one of the last things this team... And it's so funny to me that people really thought... Because it was really analysts who paid to talk football on TV, bro. Who legitimately said it's a smart thing for them to get rid of Julio and bring in this tight end. And I need to remember this dude's name. And bring in this... Because I do not remember his name. But... It was people, analysts paid to do this, who was saying it was a good move for them to trade Julio, bring in a tight end because you can still get a lot out of Matt Ryan and shit. And I'm like, what? Have y'all not seen this motherfucker since that Super Bowl run? What are you talking about? Matt Ryan can still lead. He ain't got to the Super Bowl, to the playoffs since that. What are you talking about? They haven't had a winning record since that. But, I just wanted to blame it on Dan Quinn. I get it. Let's blame Dan Quinn for everything. Well, I see what Dan Quinn's defense over there doing with Dallas, bro. I see what his influence done for Dallas, bro. So you can't just blame it all on Dan Quinn. And maybe Dan Quinn was more of a positional coach than a head coach. But I'm not finna sit here and blame Dan Quinn this whole time. For one, Dan Quinn dealt with a lot of injuries on Atlanta's defense. Now, that don't excuse him for not being able to adjust, like I say about Wink Martindale the last couple weeks. To me, those are some of the worst defensive coordinators. I don't want to say that. But some of the worst play callers in the game right now are the ones who are refusing to adjust and adapt. Injuries happen. Let me tell you something. Matt LaFleur turned around Green Bay's defense. Matt LaFleur, bro, Green Bay just won a game today against a good team off of defense. Not even off a good team, off a good quarterback. And we'll talk about that when we get to it, because that's one of the worst games I saw all day. The only great takeaway was the fact that Matt LaFleur and that done just absolutely turned around this defense. And the reason I'm giving the credit to Matt LaFleur, and I'm not saying I'm giving all the credit to Matt LaFleur. I'm pretty sure it's a defensive coordinator, great players, blah, blah, blah. And I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm going to break it down more when I get to it. But I'm just saying, before Matt LaFleur, the defense was atrocious. Now that they have LaFleur, and since, it's been a good defense. It's not even been a good defense. It's been a great defense. Like, that's all I'm saying. You forget that the defense ain't right. The Packers didn't make the Super Bowl last year. They picked off Brady 3 times in a row in that game. Aaron Rodgers and the offense couldn't do shit with none of them. So that's all I'm saying is Matt LaFleur deserves some credit. But back to the Falcons. Your defense sucked. Your offense sucked. But you drafted a fucking tight end, bruh. When is the last time a tight end changed life for a team, bro? Because Gronk didn't change life for the Patriots, bro, because they was able to win without Gronk. They won Super Bowls without Gronk. So you can tell me how great Gronk is, and I agree. Best tight end all time. The best tight end I've ever seen in my lifetime is Gronkowski. But it's slightly, because I still saw a lot of Tony Gonzalez. At times, I really want to put Gonzalez over Gronkowski, because I believe if you gave Tony Gonzalez put him on a Super Bowl contending team, he would have had the same amount of rings, if not more. And he played with some bad quarterbacks. Gronk played with Tom Brady. But I'm not taking nothing away from Gronk. I'm just saying, because I'm basically saying that I would take. Because Gronk got a huge catch radius and shit. Listen, when Gronk is healthy and 100%, best tight end in NFL history that I've seen. But Gronk is not a game changer in the sense that he win you Super Bowls, like I said, because the Patriots were able to win it without him. So when I don't understand Kyle Pitts. I don't understand why they drafted Pitts that high. Because I don't remember the last tight end that you put on a team. Like fucking Travis Kelce. That's the closest thing you could get. But fuck, if you take Patrick Mahomes off of that team, then how much is Travis Kelce really worth? I mean, you could legit, for every single situation, bro, you could say, for a tight end being game changer, you could say, well, take away his quarterback and how good is he? Or put him on a team with that quarterback and how great is he really? Because I like Greg Kittle or George Kittle. George Kittle ain't changing life over there with the fucking 49ers no more. And you could try to give them all the credit you wanted to when they made that Super Bowl run. Did they win the Super Bowl? And did y'all just refuse to give a lot of other guys a lot of credit? All this to say, not to take any credit away from any of them tight ends, but simply to say it made no fucking sense for the Falcons to draft Kyle Pitts that high in the draft when it was so many other things that are more important for a football team to win a Super Bowl than a tight end. And that's what they decided to draft, bro. It made no sense, bro. And you can say, oh, that was the best player at the time. No, bro. No. You could have got, bruh. It was defenders that could have helped change life for your team, bruh. If you get a good cornerback, then you automatically take away a side of the field most of the time for a lot of parts in the game. That's what drafting a great cornerback would have done for you. You could have went out and done your homework and tried to get a quarterback. You could have went out and got a fucking, I wouldn't even mind if they had got a receiver over a tight end, even though this team need more than a fucking receiver. It was other bigger parts. Offensive line help. You could have got defensive line help. You could have got a free safety, a defensive back. You could have got a linebacker. It was so many other big parts of this team that you needed, but you went out and took a tight end. That makes no sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to a whole bunch of people in Atlanta or other people, but that shit didn't make no sense to me, bro. A tight end was something you would be drafting out of necessity. Not that you needed him, really, just because you have enough already on your team, and that's something that you just wanted now. You didn't need him, though. What you needed is a middle linebacker. What you needed was a cornerback. What you needed was an offensive lineman to help defend block for Matt Ryan, old ass. What you needed was a quarterback. What you needed was a safety. But you went out and took a tight end, I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it, bro. I don't. To me, and now you lose 3 to 40, to 45. No, to 43. 3 to 43. You lose by 40 fucking points. What? What are we doing, bruh? The priorities in Atlanta, dog. This the fucking stadium that's got a Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A ain't open on Sundays, bro. Come on, man. The Falcons doing something wrong up there, bro. You can fire the head coach. Now it's time for you to fire your fucking GM. Because I don't believe that Dimitrov got fired. Or maybe he did. Maybe. I don't know. But this is a bad run organization since that Super Bowl run. And what this team is now paying for is the fact that they done drafted so good as far as offensive weapons. And they never drafted good defensively. They never developed their defensive players good enough, bro. And that is exactly why they paying. And people can blame it on injuries and all that, bro. You can blame it on injuries. All I'm going to say is this. Seattle's defense was playing atrocious to start the season, the last 2 years. Somehow, throughout the season, they get better and better for the last 2 years. The stats say it. They look good today. They look good last week and the week before that. After starting off the season, terrible. Because somebody in Seattle knows how to develop the defenders on that team. And the defensive coordinator continues to adapt to where they figure it out. Atlanta is not figuring anything out. They point and blame. They say, oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's this. Listen, this team did not go out and get a replacement for Matt Ryan. They didn't even go out and try to make a trade to bring over somebody else. They just traded Julio. They draft a fucking tight end, bruh. Something that is not going to help this team win anytime soon. I'm sorry. I'm not taking a shot at Kyle Pitts. I'm pretty sure Kyle Pitts is a great player. And if he was on a different team that needed a tight end but not a whole bunch of other shit, I'm pretty sure he would be great right now, putting up great numbers, right? You see, this is the problem. The Ravens needed something like a fucking Kyle Pitts. Because last year the Ravens had the number one defense. They had a great secondary, a great defensive core and whatnot. They got hurt this year, and that changed things. I would get it if that's what happened to the Falcons. The Falcons' defense haven't been good in a minute. Why would you draft Kyle Pitts? What? Your offense has been decent or good enough to win games. Now Matt Ryan is just not good enough. It is what it is. It's time to accept that. And the more and more I look at Matt Ryan, the more and more that motherfucker's starting to remind me of Kirk Cousins, bro. I'm just telling you what I know. I'm just telling you what I think. And even Kirk Cousins finally got one today. But I'm just telling you, the more and more and I got that game wrong too. Good Lord, it was a bad week for me. But it's a great thing I don't bet and gamble on games, bro. Because good Lord. But nah, I actually think I would be great at that. The only reason I don't is because that would ruin the fun of the games. Like, you would literally, if I was betting on games, and I don't care about people betting on games. If you bet on games, good for you. I'm happy about it. You win money. But if I bet on games, it would take out looking at games like the way I look at them. I would only be looking to see what team win. Because I would only care about one thing, me winning some money and losing some money. I wouldn't care about nothing else. It would not be an educational experience. It wouldn't be me sitting here learning shit. It would just be me sitting here thinking about money I'm about to win or lose. So I don't do it. But something got to change in Atlanta, bro. It's a bad team, bro. You drafted a fucking tight end in the first round of the draft, and I'm pretty sure people can make all these excuses in the world. Oh, that was the best player at the time. Whatever, bro. It's the best player based on need. And based on what the Falcons needed, that was not the best player to draft. And you're not going to convince me otherwise. Ed, if you thought that Kyle Pitts was what the Falcons needed to get back to the playoffs, that just tells me that you don't watch full Falcons games, or you just let your eyes lie to you, or you just didn't care for what your eyes saw. Because you did not look at Matt Ryan the last 2 years and think that this was a dude who was still going to be able to carry the Falcons, which he has never carried the Falcons, to tell you the truth. He's always had a good team around him, a great team around him, really. Most of the times Matt Ryan couldn't pull his weight now. But I done talked about that game way too long. I want to hop back to the because I was going to talk about the Detroit-Pittsburgh game, but no. I want to hop back to the game that I was originally going to talk about, because I watched this full game. The fucking Patriots and the Browns. Now, see, Kevin Stefanski, it's funny, because Nick Chubb didn't play in this game, and I didn't know Nick Chubb wasn't going to play in this game. If I hadn't known Nick Chubb wasn't going to play in this game, I probably would have took the Patriots. No, I would have taken the Patriots if I knew Nick Chubb wasn't going to play. So I just want to put that out there. If I hadn't known Nick Chubb wasn't playing, I definitely would have picked the Patriots, because there's no fucking way Baker winning against no team without Nick Chubb, in my opinion, by good coach teams. And that was proven today. Like, who you gonna blame now, motherfucker? Who are you gonna blame? He didn't even throw for 100 yards today, and I know it's gonna be some people talking about, oh, he got hurt in the third quarter. Motherfucker, the way that game was going, bro, he still wasn't throwing for that. I mean, Jared Goff, the dude who I compare Baker to, who I say he just a Jared Goff 2.0, I mean, he's starting to look just as bad as Jared Goff. That motherfucker Jared Goff barely threw for 100 yards, and he had an overtime to work with, and they played the entire overtime, and he barely threw for 100. Like, he just luckily got to it. So, I see no difference in neither one of them two quarterbacks. Kevin Stefanski, as good as his offense is and how great he calls plays, it goes out the window when he has to rely strongly on Baker Mayfield. And just to show you how bad it was, their backup running back, Johnson, he ran for 100 yards. They still got their asses whooped. And this is what happens when you let motherfuckers overhype you, bro. Baker Mayfield is overhyped. Y'all got overhyped about the Browns beat the shit out of the Bengals last week just because it was people hating on OBJ. Shit like that. OBJ about to go nuts tomorrow. I just want y'all to know that. But this motherfucker, last game against the Bengals, he was decent. He did what he was supposed to do. He hit the open throws, and Nick Chubb carried the team like he usually does. He played off of Nick Chubb, but y'all wanted to give Baker all that credit. So now he come out here on this week. All right, Baker, no Nick Chubb, do what you do. Couldn't do shit. Now I know it's gonna be some excuses made, as it always is, but I just want to say this, bro. Brown fans have this thing where they love watching Raven games, and fine, cool, because I watch Brown games, but they watch it just to see Lamar fail, right? And cool, because I watch Brown games just to see Baker fail. So cool, we on the same page right now. Here's the difference. Lamar Jackson has accolades and credentials at this point. He has the stats, the accolades, and to back up what Raven fans and what people say about Lamar Jackson. And it's a lot of fucking Cleveland accounts on Twitter. They get a lot of likes for saying goofy shit after Baker Mayfield. After Lamar or any good quarterback lose a game. They were very quick to post like, oh, I don't want to hear. Like it was a fucking Cleveland fan who said, I don't never want to hear people say Lamar is better than Baker. How do you tweet something like that? Lamar Jackson has a unanimous MVP trophy. And you tweet something that would insinuate Lamar is not on Baker's level. The drugs that you have to be inhaling and snorting and smoking, it's outrageous. And it ain't weed, because weed don't do that to nobody, bro. Weed don't make you say goofy shit like that, bro. Like, it's absurd. And then what's always funny is Cleveland fans forget all that shit you talk about good quarterbacks. Baker still got to go out there and play, bruh. Like, you laugh when the Ravens lost to the Dolphins, but you forgot. Baker Mayfield still got to go out there and play Sunday too, dog. Like, and what's so funny to me is Cleveland fans just ignore the fact that Baker Mayfield is 1-4 against Lamar Jackson, bro. And every time they hear that stat, they're like, oh, it's a team game. That's a team. What? Like, man, you can't win with bozos, man. I feel bad for Cleveland fans at this point because it's not even that they brainwashed. They want to be brainwashed, bro. This ain't brainwashed when you want to be brainwashed, bro. What? This ain't even being forced upon them. They openly saying stupid shit and siding with Baker. And it's like I said, bro, it is Cleveland fans who are not brainwashed. It is Cleveland fans who will get on Twitter and tell you Baker Mayfield is the problem. I saw multiple Cleveland fans today going in on Baker. One dude said, bro, we really traded OBJ. Let OBJ walk just for this motherfucker. And I agree. But I've been agreeing for a minute. I just didn't have a podcast till just now. But back last year, I've been going hard on Baker for a minute because it ain't me hating. It's me being honest. And I can't help but do it because I'm finna start doing... Nah, I'm not going to do it to Josh Allen for the simple reason. I like Josh Allen. I do not like... And Josh Allen is a respectable player. I don't never hear him talking shit about other players and shit. He ain't got this frat boy, cool, fresh type attitude and shit where he think he better than... No. That's a team guy. That's a man of the people. Baker Mayfield's a bitch. And so... Bruh, you could tell me I'm hating. You could tell me, cool, I'll be that. You need haters, bruh. I will be that, bruh. But just remember, if you think I'm hating, you got to sit through all that truth that be coming out of this hater's mouth. Baker Mayfield's not a good quarterback. I tried to be nice and say that motherfucker was an average quarterback, when in actuality, my heart kept telling me to tell y'all motherfucker, and my eyes, what I see, kept telling me to say, this motherfucker's not average. He's below average. I would take Kirk Cousins over him any day. I would take Tyler Heineke over this motherfucker any day. Baker Mayfield is not a good quarterback, bro. It's only one quarterback in the league right now who I can think of that's a starter, who I would not take over Baker Mayfield. And that's his counterpart, Jared Goff. And the only reason I wouldn't take Jared Goff over him is because he is Jared Goff 2.0, so he's supposed to be better. But like I said, week after week, the motherfucker's starting to look just like Jared Goff, in my opinion. And listen, I understand riding for your quarterback. I do. But Bears fans didn't ride this hard for Jay Cutler. And that motherfucker won way more games for his team than Baker Mayfield do for the Browns. Y'all just love to give Baker Mayfield the credit for everything when it's going good and try to blame him when blame everybody else when shit going bad. When in actuality, Baker Mayfield is inconsistent. The only thing that this motherfucker does consistently is play inconsistent. That's it. And at this point, it's not even that no more. He consistently plays bad or below average. And this is a fucking first pick in the draft. And y'all still refusing to hold this motherfucker to those first pick in the draft. Like, motherfucker, I'm not saying first pick in the second round, one of the first picks in the first round. I'm saying when the clock hit start for the draft and the first name that's called, the very first pick that's called in the draft, it was Baker Mayfield. Yet he does not play like a first pick in the draft. He does not play like a franchise quarterback. He is not produced like a franchise quarterback. Y'all keep saying, look at what we had before Baker Mayfield. Yeah, look at what you had before Baker Mayfield. It was bad. But what you have right now is only good because of what's around Baker Mayfield. I understand you want to believe in your quarterback. Every team do. Every team hope that they have a good quarterback. But Baker Mayfield has proven, has shown to you, he is not a franchise quarterback. He is regressing at a rapid pace at this point. He's not getting better. What you hate is that Lamar continues to get better. That's what you hate. Not only do you hate that, before Lamar became what he is now, the motherfucker was still winning games, finding ways to win games and shit. What is Baker doing, bro? Like, I don't, to me, it's blind loyalty at this point because he ain't done shit. Like, it was a Cleveland fan, bro, who went at a Bengals fan and tweeted the Bengal fan, bro, you're a Bengals fan, bro, sit this one out. Bro, you have to be on a special type of crack to tweet that. Dog, the Browns are the worst franchise in the NFL the past, 2 decades, 3-4 decades, bruh? The only team competing with them is the fucking Jags. And even the Jags was winning games with Blake Bortles and that defense. They almost got to a Super Bowl. So what are we doing right now, bro? Like, Baker Mayfield has underachieved at every single level. Like, this bozo tweeting you a Bengal fan, sit it out. Bro, the Bengals was way more successful with Andy Dalton than the Browns are with Baker Mayfield. And that's just facts. See, Andy Dalton didn't shrink when he had a number one receiver. He knew how to get his number one receiver the ball. He knew how to keep AJ Green happy. Y'all trading Odell and blaming it on him. Then you started blaming Jarvis Landry. It's very funny. Because I promise you, if you replace Baker Mayfield with a Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, that's a way different Cleveland team right now. Way different Cleveland team. But hey, you keep hanging on. You keep hanging on to Baker. Because like I done said multiple times, as a Ravens fan, and I'm pretty sure as every fucking fan in the AFC of any team not named Cleveland, wants Cleveland to re-sign Baker. There is not a single team in the in the AFC at this point, that I'm pretty sure is not afraid of Baker Mayfield. None of those teams fear Baker Mayfield when he come on the field. Most of those teams want Baker Mayfield to be the one to stay. I'm almost certain people would prefer to see Case Keenum. People would fear seeing Case Keenum more than they see Baker. Like, if you had to tell people which one you want to see, Baker or Case Keenum, I'm almost certain motherfuckers going to say, give us Baker. That's how bad this dude is, bro. And it's laughable at this point that you got so many of these Cleveland fans that say goofy shit and then Baker follow it up for him with a real dangerous game. Be waking up feeling real dangerous, bruh. Throwing for 73 yards, an interception. Boy. And y'all love to hate on Lamar Jackson. You love to hate on Lamar. Just got his jersey retired, bruh. At Louisville. They got his name up in the stadium and shit. Big dog type shit. Baker Mayfield could never. He better pray Oklahoma retire his shit. They gonna retire Kyler's before they retire his. Kyler be balling. And I just want to say something real fast, bro. Because it was a boat. I don't even want to call him a bozo, bro. He just approached me like a bozo. Because anytime you say something that people don't agree with, they got to come at you real hard, right? They got to come at you real vicious on some malicious shit. They got to get real tough at you online and tweet and respond to you in some real, some real dickhead type way, like they real tough or some shit, when you was just tweeting an opinion. And I remember tweeting on a YouTube video, or responding under a YouTube video, where Keyshawn basically like, Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray do not play the same. Because Jay Williams was like, they play the same basically. And Keyshawn was like, nah, they do not play the same. Lamar Jackson is more of a traditional pocket quarterback who is phenomenal at when he can get outside and run. Kyler Murray is more of a run-around quarterback who like to make a lot of big plays on the side, like when he getting out of the pocket and shit like that. They don't play the same. Kyler Murray's game, now you could say Lamar play a dangerous style of game because he runs as a running quarterback, even though most of the quarterbacks getting hurt are quarterbacks who stand in the pocket and who can't move. But Kyler Murray has not made it through a full season yet and played every game of the season. Lamar Jackson has multiple times. Lamar Jackson is yet to miss a game from injury. Kyler Murray, every year of his career, has missed a game from injury. And that's what I was referring to in that thing. And I was like, yeah, I agree with him. Kyler Murray's problem is he played too reckless at times. And I think Cliff Kingsbury coached real reckless at times. And if you watch them play and watch the coach, it is a real reckless style of play back. I'm not talking about this year, even though it was some reckless plays he done had this year. And look at what's happened. He's done missed 2 games in a row. That wasn't me hating on Kyler Murray. Why would I be hating on Kyler Murray? I done said it multiple times. I love seeing black quarterbacks succeed. For one, I love Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray is an absolute stud. And I told you, if every team in the NFL could have a stud black quarterback, I would have it that way. So I would never be hating on Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is an absolute stud. If I'm saying something bad about Kyler Murray, yeah, it's hating. Unless it's just a factor. I was critiquing Kyler Murray. If you hear me talking about Kyler Murray the way I talk about Baker Mayfield, then you can say it's hating, because that wouldn't be valid. That wouldn't be factual. Kyler Murray is clearly a baller. And I agree with that 100%. But Michael Vick never finished a season. He never played a full season because he was always hurt. Kyler Murray get hurt every year because of a reckless brand of football. Now, they tried to tone that down this year if you watch Cardinals play, but they do get a little reckless sometimes. Listen, I'm never going to be okay with Kyler running to the edge and just throwing up a prayer and getting blasted as he throw it up. I'm never going to be cool with that. I'm never going to be cool with the play breaking down and Kyler doing all these twirlies and shit running around in the backfield and throw it and complete the pass, but get absolutely blasted at the end of it. I'm never going to be okay with that, because I know that's going to shorten Kyler's career, when in actuality, I want him to play for a long time. I want to see Kyler and Lamar play against each other in the Super Bowl, but I know Kyler won't be playing for 10 plus years if Kyler continue to take those type of hits. You can't take those type of hits, especially when you Kyler's size. You can't take them type of hits. Dudes loading up and drilling them. I know you can't take those type of hits. That's all I was saying. Dude wanted to come at me real, you was hating. You clearly don't look at football because blah. Well, motherfucker, now he hurt again, and it's another season in which he couldn't play every single game of the season. So, and yeah, I can't see it, but I basically shrugged and was like, so what the fuck? Because you haven't made the playoffs yet under Kyler. You're going to make it this year. But come on, bruh. Don't you want the motherfucker to be healthy? You don't want to be guessing if he's going to be able to play in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. They need to tone down some of the wildness in the offense. Because they got enough talent to just call up a great offensive game plans without him having to go stupid and do dumb shit on the sides to get popped and shit like that. Because that's where a lot of his damage gets taken, when he pop out of the pocket, whether it be the right or the left, and Kyler Murray make that jump throw, and it seemed like every time he do it, he get absolutely blasted. I just don't want to see my boy keep taking them type of hits. That's all I was saying. The dude who tweeted at me, who responded to my comment with all that malice and shit, you can go suck a dick. Because clearly I was right. And I don't even want to be that type of person. I was right, you was wrong. But clearly, motherfucker, you was wrong. And clearly you don't watch the fucking games, you bozo. But, and speaking of the Cardinals, they lost to the Panthers today because Kyler didn't play today. And this is a game that they probably don't still. I still don't believe that they probably win this game, but it's definitely closer. Because Cam's energy was back, and the Carolina Panthers look and feel like a completely different team. The curse was lifted last week when they signed him. Listen, man, I know a lot of people don't listen and follow me right now, but when they do and I blow up, I pray that I'm still talking about this, because I want this to be one of the things that I called. I really do, because that's going to help me get an interview with Cam one day, just to see how much faith that I still had in him, how much I'm willing to die on that hill. Because I done said it already in the show. I'm going to die on that Cam Newton hill. If he plays like shit, I will die on that hill all the way through until he is not a player anymore, because that's how much faith I have in Cam Newton. Y'all don't show enough respect to motherfuckers who is actually tasked with carrying the team. It does. You do all that capping for Baker. Carolina was carried by Cam Newton every year he was there. The only thing that he could rely on was his defense. He didn't have a Christian McCaffrey until he started getting hurt, and he only had Christian for 1 year or 2 years. Christian was not the same Christian McCaffrey he is now when he first got with Cam in his rookie year. Was nowhere near the same. Could not run through the tackles. He was more of a receiver. To his credit, he done became a full running back and / receiver basically. He basically done became the Le'Veon Bell of the league now. If he could just stay healthy, that would be nice. But I called all this shit. And Carolina basically wasted money. Because if you had just stuck with Cam from the beginning, let him get healthy, and built with him, like every fucking team who got a star quarterback, like the Colts situation with Peyton Manning was a different situation. Motherfucking Andrew Luck was sitting right there. Now you could say it was still a bad decision because Peyton went to 2 more Super Bowls. And listen, I will not argue with you because I love Peyton Manning. However, Andrew Luck was sitting right there, and they did damn good with Andrew Luck while he was there. Andrew Luck was just much like, I'm so glad I thought about that. Andrew Luck is, to me, much like Kyler Murray. 2 unbelievably talented players who do a lot of stupid shit to get that could get them hurt. And to Andrew, he constantly was getting hurt because of the stupid shit he was doing. Wouldn't let plays just die. Wouldn't go down. Always had to make the superhero play. That's Kyler the last couple years. And you don't want to see players that talented get hurt and not be able to finish their careers and have to retire early like Andrew Luck. I mean, just think about it, bro. Andrew Luck should still be playing right now. And should still be a top quarterback in the NFL right now. But because he took so many hits, he took so much damage, bro. I just want Kyler to be protect himself a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I know it's dudes who paid to protect him, but he also got to protect himself also. That's all I'm saying. But I can't. That comparison had popped up, and I completely forgot what the fuck I was talking about, bro. But oh, we was talking about Carolina. But yeah, bro, I was so dead on this Carolina shit, bro. Like I'm going to interview Ace Boogie, Cam Newton, the GOAT one day, bro. I'm gonna interview him one day because, like I said, y'all motherfuckers don't give enough credit to that man for carrying Carolina, bro. I'm not even a fucking Carolina fan, bro. I just vibe with any team with great players. Now, listen, I'm a Baltimore Raven fan first and foremost, and Lamar Jackson my favorite player in the NFL. But I done love Cam Newton since he was at Auburn, bro. And I just love players like I love Devontae Smith over there with the Philadelphia Eagles. I love motherfucking Jalen Hurts. It's a lot of players in the league I like, bro. I love, bro. It just is what it is. You love players and like players, so you're going to root for them. And in turn, you're going to end up rooting for that team if your team not playing against them. You know what I'm saying? So I've been rooting for Cam his entire career. I just thought he'd been done dirty the last couple years. He should not have ever been traded or released from Carolina. That should have never happened to a dude who did as much as he did for that team. That's why as soon as it happened and they did him like that, the curse had begun. Because you can't do motherfuckers like that, bro. Like I done said multiple times. And then you get rid of him to overpay Teddy Bridgewater, bro. Excuse me. to overpay Teddy Midwater, bro. Unbelievable. And I know a lot of people are going to be talking about that Teddy play today where he didn't make a tackle. He made a business decision. I saw somebody say the B in Teddy Bridgewater is for business decision, and he just made one. That's a fact. Y'all be bitching all the time when a quarterback get hurt from trying to make a tackle, bro. I literally saw Cam Newton lose like 2 years of his career after trying to make a tackle on a sideline because he fucked his shoulder up. And y'all will bitch at this man every day about him not diving for that ball in the Super Bowl, knowing good and damn well that was just about to be a pow, and he could have broke anything, hurt his shoulder, his arm, or anything. Why do y'all do that against quarterbacks, but then bitch about the quarterback being hurt? I even saw some bozo, and I just wanted to tell you right now, if you one of the people who say or tweet stuff like this, just fucking shut up forever. I saw a dude say, well, if you don't want to get hit, you shouldn't even be playing football. What? Bro, that's my quarterback. You shouldn't want your quarterback to be getting hit. What are you talking about? Any fan who get mad at their quarterback when their quarterback fumble the ball or lose the ball and don't jump into a clear situation that's about to be a pile, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Because I promise you, if a quarterback jump into on a fumble and it's a big pile of people that jump on top of him, he's getting his ass chewed out when he get to the sideline. There's no two ways around it. The coach gonna be like, yo, what the fuck was you just thinking, bruh? We can always get the ball back. If you get hurt in that pile, we lose the season. We don't have anybody to replace you, bruh. Like, what the fuck are you... Chuck Pagano talked about this on the Pat McAfee show when he talked about Andrew Luck needing to chill out. Like, bro, we need you for a season, bro. We can lose one play and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing what he said. I don't want the nerds out there be like, oh, man, he did not say that. I'm just paraphrasing what he said, guys. Chill out. But basically, if we lose you, motherfucker, that's the season. We can lose a play. That's all right. We can lose a game. We can't lose you, motherfucker. So I don't want to hear this shit people get going at quarterbacks when they don't die for loose balls, bro. They better not. If a ball hit the ground, my quarterback better walk the other fucking way. I saw Greeny talk about it like need to be a jet plane, to drop a ladder in the middle, and the quarterback need to immediately hop on that. I'm at the point where, yeah, I might agree with that too. Because if Lamar Jackson get hurt trying to dive for a fucking loose ball, bro, I'ma snap. Because I know that's the season. He is carrying us right now. I can't imagine what's going to happen when this motherfucker get hurt. I don't want him to die for no loose balls. When he throw an interception, he like to try to chase down the person, I wish that motherfucker run straight to the sideline. Because I'm not trying to get my quarterback hurt off of one bad play. That's how the Cleveland Browns season. Well, that's what Cleveland fans would like you to believe, that Baker Mayfield throwing a dickhead interception and then trying to tackle a dude and blowing his shoulder completely because that's a bad. Like, why would Baker even try to tackle a dude like that? That's that bad form tackling, and you see defenders do it every day. But your quarterback throwing his shoulder at somebody? Come on, dog. That he nowhere near his big ass? Like, come on. I bet you he'd be playing a little better if he didn't blow his shoulder on that bozo ass play. I bet you wish he had to just walk to the sideline now or had to just lay down on the ground. Because it don't make no sense to lose your quarterback, the most important part of your team, for a full season for one play. You see what I'm saying? You gotta balance it, man. You gotta weigh the options and shit like that. It makes no sense to lose your quarterback, your best player usually, and your most important player always, in that type of situation. It makes no sense. So come on, man. Stop being stupid. Teddy made a business decision and he was smart for it. I talk a lot about Teddy on here. I'm not finna criticize that man for not jumping in the middle of a fucking loose ball or trying to tackle a dude who returning it. No. No, sir. Because if he tried to tackle that dude, anybody could have tried to pop him right after it and would have had an excuse. It would have been legal. So nah, Teddy did the right motherfucking thing, bro. But I'm just saying, in conclusion to the Carolina-Arizona game, I just feel like y'all motherfuckers don't give my boy Cam enough credit for how he carried that Carolina team. Motherfucker's best receiver was a fucking tight end who don't move or wasn't moving or nowhere near as fast as like a receiver. He was just great at running routes and catching. And y'all try to get, oh my goodness, Cam carried that motherfucking Carolina team. Shouldn't have ended like that. I'm glad they back together though, bro. And for Arizona, bro, Arizona shouldn't worry about this loss. Obviously, you didn't have Kyler, but while you shouldn't worry about the loss, you should still be worried about Kyler playing cleaner so he don't get hurt. Like, you can't just be blaming the offensive line and shit. Because if you watch Kyler, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson, they run in the sacks. They hold the ball too long sometimes. They take big hits off of trying to be Superman sometimes. Those three quarterbacks specifically have done that a lot throughout their career. And that's what usually happens when you try, because this done happen a lot to Lamar this year. When you are a quarterback that like to hit the deep ball, which all four of those quarterbacks like to do, hit the deep ball down the field or work the deep parts of the field, you take those type of hits. And when you have the type of elusivity that all four of those quarterbacks have, you prone to take some big hits. Now the difference is Lamar Jackson don't really move around in the pocket. Like when he trying to work down the field, he will take sacks and shit like that. Like, he don't try to escape it and shit. Like, when he do it, be way too late. He already basically done been sacked. But for the other ones, they got great awareness as far as, like, they can see when the sack coming or they can feel it and they just start going nuts. They start running around, hitting pirouettes and shit. And that's when they get prone to getting hurt. And so that's all I'm saying. When you work the deep parts of the field, you prone to taking them type of hits. But those three quarterbacks specifically, and Lamar this year now, they take a lot of unnecessary hits because they try to work those deep parts of the field and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But since we talking about Arizona, but like I said, Arizona, don't worry. Just like I said, you hope Kyler has to protect himself more, as does the offensive line and the head coach. Everybody play a part of keeping your quarterback safe, but your quarterback also got to do a lot to keep him. He has to do more to keep himself safe also. He got to be smarter. But I love Kyler. So I don't never want nobody to think I'm hating. I wish Kyler was playing, because Cam v. Kyler, that would have been fire. But it's Arizona straight, bro. Obviously, you in a competition with the Rams, who is a good team, and they play tomorrow night, and they didn't got a lot better adding OBJ. But since we was talking about Russ and all them boys, let's talk about Russ. Oh, boy. I watched this full game, and it's a good thing that I'm talking about this game now. I watched this full game. And what's funny is it's funny how I hopped around like that, B, because I watched the full first half of the Cardinals game, which was, the Cardinals just looked like a team that didn't have. And Carolina's defense looked great, and it's amazing how their energy looked and how that they got a dude that they trust. But Robbie Anderson already done said, the hell with that motherfucker Sam Darnold. But and I'm telling you, bruh, every week the announcers do shit to make me remember why I turned my TV volume all the way down, bruh. Motherfucker reminded me about a million times that Robbie Anderson and P.J. Walker went to college at Temple together, bruh. For like every fucking time they offensive drive was on the field, bruh, he'd say something about that. I'm like, God damn, bruh, I get it. They went to Temple together, bruh. But it's funny that I called these three, like, because I talked about the Browns-Patriots game, which I didn't give the Patriots defense nearly enough credit when I was talking about that fucking game, bro. I didn't give them nearly enough credit, bro. I have to do that. Matt Judon, the man with the red fucking sleeves. I was talking to a dude on Twitter today. He tweeted me. Well, I tweeted, the Ravens defense could sure use a Matt Judon right now. And obviously Judon was a Raven and they chose not to re-sign him. And the dude tweeted me. He was like, nah, he too expensive. Plus, I would rather have Queen and Away right now. And I tweeted him and I was like, it's no fucking way that you just tweeted me you would rather have Patrick fucking Queen over Matt Judon right now. It's no fucking way. Like, I couldn't believe he said he would rather have Away over him either, but I excused that because Odafe is a rookie and we hoping that he become like the next Judon Suggs type shit for us. However, to say you would rather have Patrick Queen over Matt Judon is absolutely outrageous. And I could tell, I'm not trying to tease him or nothing like that. And if he ended up listening to this, listen, my boy, I'm not trying to tease you or nothing like that. But you could tell it's two different. Everybody look at games different because I had to explain to him, and credit to him, he didn't get mad or nothing like that. He wanted me to explain to him why I thought that Patrick Queen was so bad. And I explained it to him. Bad in pass coverage, bad in run coverage, can't tackle, misses assignments. Every time you see him on a play chase, in a pass play, he usually chasing somebody rather than actually already on the person, tackling them or breaking the play up. Yeah, he can make a big play here and there. Everybody make a play here and there. But for the most part, he's been consistently bad, and he regressed a lot this year. And I told him the only reason you can't tell right now the last couple of weeks is because he done got hidden on defense because he lost his starting position to Josh Bynes, who immediately came in and started playing better than Patrick Queen. And now it's even more hidden throughout this chaos on defense because the secondary is so atrocious. Secondary's bad, and they done been absolutely atrocious the last 2 weeks. You can give them credit all you want to about how they've been holding bad quarterbacks to this and that, but big plays when the game's on the line, they give up the plays every single time. So I'm not trying to hear none of that bullshit. Patrick Queen is nowhere near the player that Matthew Judon is. And I even told the dude, because he was talking about, I don't think he should be getting paid like that. And then he said he played good against bad teams. And I had to tell him, listen, bro, you play against who is on your schedule. A lot of defensive players play against bad teams and don't get sacks. That has nothing to do with a player being good. Absolutely nothing. You see defensive players get more sacks against good teams sometimes that got good offensive lines than they do against teams with bad offense. I done seen teams put in a replacement offensive lineman against a great defensive player, and that great defensive player held him up at bay all night long. And then I've seen veteran players get absolutely torched by guys on defense. So that does not matter. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I don't know why he thought that was a good excuse, but that was a bad one, my boy. I'm just telling you right now. It does not matter about, for one, there's no such thing as a bad team in the NFL unless it's the Cleveland Browns or the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Jets. Other than that, every team is a competitive team, point blank period. And you can lose to anybody if you come to play, if you don't come and do what you're supposed to do. But it's not at any given Sunday. You're supposed to win certain games, but you can lose if you don't do what the fuck you're supposed to do. That's not any given Sunday. That's being unfucking prepared. But I also explained to him that, like, so the playing against bad teams, that shit doesn't matter. But also, Matthew Judon, because he kind of said that Matthew Judon was bad last year. And I said Matthew Judon started off a little bit rocky last year. I said, but if you, by the end of the year, Judon and McPhee were easily the best defenders on Baltimore. Judon consistently got pressure. And mind you, Judon's problems in the beginning of the season wasn't even that he was playing bad. It's that he picked up way too many flags. And he was out of position sometimes on key moments. Judon quickly fixed that towards the halfway point of the season and ended the season as good as any defensive player in the league, which is how I knew he was going to get paid at the end of the season, which Baltimore should have been the ones that paid him. Listen, you can't let Zadarius Smith walk, have him end up being a stud for the Packers, and then you let Jadeveon Clowney, then you let Matt Judon walk, and now he balling for the Patriots. You just can't let it happen. And I remember not really arguing with a dude, but I was talking to a Raven fan who was really being a dickhead when I was tweeting like the Ravens let way too many potential studs walk to other teams. And he was like, when has a dude left the Ravens and actually been good? They only good with the Ravens. And I was like, if you want to believe that and hang on to that, cool. But I'm just telling you, it's going to bite them in the ass. And now you look at C.J. Mosley. They let him walk. Judon and C.J. Mosley, as much as they miss him because he would be replacing, it would be him and L.J. Fort, not Queen. But C.J. Mosley, as big a loss as that is, now you lose C.J. Mosley, who captains the middle of your field. Mind you, C.J. Mosley could play in coverage and get to the quarterback, which is absolutely insane. But then you let your two outside rushers walk. Mind you, you let both of them walk in years where they was balling out. And then let them walk and have career years the next year for the new teams. You just can't do it. And then you didn't have you had a backup when you let Zadarius walk and Matthew Judon. But that's why you was letting Zadarius walk so you could pay Judon. But then you let Judon walk and didn't have a replacement. So now the Ravens don't put pressure on court, which I've been saying this all season. I legit been saying this since the first game of the season. The Ravens do not put pressure on the quarterback. You can go all the way back to the first game of the season where they let Derek Carr have all day in the pocket to work. If you don't put pressure on the quarterbacks, they will dink and dunk you to death and eventually start killing you over the middle and shit like that, because you're going to get tired before the quarterback gets tired of standing in the pocket wide open, just chilling, waiting for somebody to pop open. It is what it is. And ever since they lost Suggs, they hadn't had a consistent one, right? But then they got Judon and Za'Darius, who were becoming better and better by the year. By the time these motherfuckers was ready to have their breakout year, you let both of them go. And both of them, like I said, end up having career years and are keystones for their teams. So or cornerstones for their team. But I think the biological term is keystone. Whatever. I think it's just, to me, it was bad decision making. And I don't want to hear, they had to pay Lamar. The Ravens done made bad business decisions multiple times throughout their franchise since I done been a fan. Motherfucking Justin Forsett should not have gotten re-signed over Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith was Joe Flacco's one of his favorite targets, if not his favorite target since Dennis Pitta had been gone. And you let him walk instead of bringing him back, and you keep Forsett, who had only been with us for 1 year. He was a journeyman running back who had one good year. Made no sense to re-sign him right there. You let Ed Reed walk when all he wanted to do was what he wanted was a little bit more money. He still would have been phenomenal in the Ravens defense, but instead you let him walk and lose his thrill to play for any of these other teams. Bad business decision, especially when you didn't have backups for that at that point in time either. You draft Matt Elam, who was atrocious for this team. It was just so many mistakes. And they finally got it right with Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown. Now, I don't know how right those picks would have been if you didn't draft Lamar Jackson, but you ultimately did get it right with Lamar Jackson. However, it's time to do some work. It's time to do some work because Lamar Jackson carrying this team on a weekly basis. He need help. You got to bring somebody over to help him now. And I remember having another conversation with this dude because I was telling him, like, yo, you got to stop worrying about what dudes, because he was talking about he didn't think Judon deserved this type of contract. And I was like, for one, you deserve whatever somebody willing to pay you. And then two, as a fan, you shouldn't be worrying about what a player deserves. Like, I understand you, and I told him you might got a little bit of Judon leaving the Ravens hate because he was a Raven fan like me. So I was like, you might hate Judon for leaving the Ravens, or you might just not be feeling the Patriots or something like that. But I was like, Judon's better than every defensive player you just named, for one. Judon is a beast. I had a lot of typing errors in that shit. I wish I could have been able to fix it, but Twitter don't let you edit your own fucking tweets. Like, it's 2021 and YouTube lets you edit your comments under videos, but Twitter does not let you edit your tweets, bro. Makes no sense, bro. Sometimes I just don't feel like deleting a tweet. I be like, motherfuckers better learn how to read between the lines or figure it out. Context clues, bro. We went to school for a reason. I understand it's pointless, but we had to have picked up on something that was useful. You dig? But he also had spoke on, like, he was like, so first I was like, don't worry, fans should not be worried about what motherfuckers is paid and what you think they deserve to be paid and shit like that. Unless it's just something just egregious, you shouldn't, and even then you shouldn't really be worried about what a motherfucker is paid, bro. You should be worried about what they do when they on the field for us. And Judon was producing from the moment he stepped on the field for Baltimore. That's all that mattered. And if you watch Judon, like I said, closely last year, you would have saw he was getting, he for one, the whole defense got lit at the end of the year. Go watch the Bills game. Defense ain't why we lost that game. Josh Allen did not play good. It was a whole bunch of drops. But that's what I addressed him on next, because he was like, he felt like that money should go to guys like Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Queen. And I was like, for one, Patrick Queen's not going to be with this team after his contract's up. Like, if you think Patrick Queen's still going to be the starter for this team, then I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn, bro, because that's just not happening. But this motherfucker, Mark Andrews, I talked to him about Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews didn't deserve his contract more so. And I don't want to talk about who deserved what and this and that. But if you want to talk about who deserved the contract more, it was Judon. Judon had been a bigger producer for the defense than Mark Andrews had been for the offense. And specifically, Mark Andrews had been atrocious in the clutch from the moment he got to the team. Go back and look at the tapes. Every big game where we needed a big play to be made, Mark Andrews dropped the ball. Some of Lamar Jackson's biggest critics was only being able to criticize him because Mark Andrews would religiously drop big catches. This year he has been better, but he started the year off with dropping big catches. He dropped big catches against the Raiders. So, that, like if you remember, Lamar Jackson fumble don't happen if this motherfucker catch that first down. Like, so if you want to say somebody deserving a contract or whatnot, Judon definitely deserved his money over Mark Andrews, because when you needed Mark Andrews the most, that's when he would disappear. When Lamar Jackson needed to play the most, Mark Andrews would be the one who usually dropped the ball. So if we wanted to get into that, I had to remind him of that also. So that's just the conversation I had with a Raven fan on Twitter earlier today. Cause I had to back up my boy Judon, bro. Cause like I said, I fuck with players regardless. He balled out for the Ravens, so I love him even when he with the Patriots, bro. It's very hard for me to hate. Like, I like Myles Garrett. I love Jadeveon Clowney. So I still hope they do good on the Browns. I just don't want Baker Mayfield to do good. The Browns can win all they want to. As long as Baker playing like shit, bro, we good. Because the Browns are a good team. Baker Mayfield's just holding them back. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to give the Patriots defense some love, bro. Because they balled out. Mac Jones made some great throws in that game, too. I didn't show Mac Jones enough love in that. Mac Jones made some great plays. He didn't throw for 200 yards or nothing like that. But he did have a decent game today. Like, I'm not going to say he was just blew me away, but he wasn't trash. And the offensive play caller was better than it has been. So, it was a good showing by them. But the Patriots defense been balling. Now let's get to Detroit-Pittsburgh, bro. I had a Detroit-Pittsburgh fan. I had a Detroit fan go with me on Twitter. I don't even know why he went at me on Twitter, because my comment didn't require him to say what he said. For one, was confusing to me, because my tweet didn't require the energy that he gave me. So I was like, yo, this white boy definitely is just being a white boy right now. I don't even know what he got offended by, to be honest with you. Like, he just brought that weird white boy energy to the party for no reason. I thought he was just going to buck up at me or some shit like that, or say something stupid to me, and I wasn't going to respond. I see everybody love to use that little clown emoji on Twitter now, and I think most of the motherfuckers who using that is actually the fucking clowns. Hey, y'all got to give me a minute, bro. I'm trying to do something real fast. Give me like 2 seconds. Motherfuckers who use that emoji, though, is some clowns. But he got mad at me because I was like, as a Raven fan, I'm disappointed in Pittsburgh. Because y'all listen to the podcast, y'all know I got a lot of respect for Pittsburgh. I know that's our rival, but I got a lot of respect for Pittsburgh. It's a great team. It's a great run organization. It's a great coach team. Like, I have no problems with the Steelers. And I was like, I'm disappointed that the Steelers allowed the Lions to be the first team to not go 0-17, because the Steelers and the Lions fucking tied, meaning that the Lions can no longer go 0-17. And so I tweeted that. I didn't think it was no malice behind it or nothing like that. I just wanted to witness history. And a Lion fan tweeted me, the Ravens needed help from the refs and they barely beat us and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck did that got to do with what I said, for one? 2, bruh, you could say that about a couple of y'all losses this year. 3, motherfucker, did you win or lose the game? Like, I don't want to deal with the refs, what coulda, shoulda, what. Did you win the game or not, bruh? And also, do you know how sad it is that you trying to come at me right now because your team almost beat us? That's what y'all Lion fans do? Y'all go at people for almost beating them? That's a real sad ass type shit. That is some real sad ass type shit, bro. Y'all go at people because y'all almost beat them. Imagine me going to an argument to, but y'all, we almost beat y'all. What? But did you beat us though? That's just weird. That's very weird to me. Jared Goff barely threw for 100 yards in this game, bro. Like, he luckily got to 100 yards, and he needed in every second of fucking overtime to do it. And it's Lions fans who cheering, like, oh, at least we didn't lose. It's a sad team, man. This is a very sad team to where you done got to the point where you happy about ties and shit, bro. I don't know, man. It's a sad team, bro. And I would say Jared Goff won't be on the team next year, but he actually might be on the team next year. And Jared Goff's not even a starting quarterback in the league anymore, but nobody want to pay a backup that much money. So teams kind of got to be forced to have this motherfucker start for right now. But Mason Rudolph, bro. And I'm going to tell you something. If you look at the stats, if you just take a quick glance at the stats, you might say, oh, Mason didn't play that bad. Whatever. Mason and fucking Jared Goff basically played the exact same games. One of them just was able to get up a whole bunch of empty calorie stats, and the other one wasn't. He was basically the same two games they played, bro. Both was bad, bro. Both was bad, and that's exactly why the shit ended in a tie. And I'm pissed off because I wanted the Lions to go 0-17. And now they can't go 0-17. And that is a disappointment. And I saw a Lions fan tweet under the tweet, bruh, we suck so bad we can't even fucking go 0-17 right. Like, we fucked that up. We were supposed to go 0-17 and we couldn't even do that right. And some other Lion fan tweeted under him, LOL, you right, but at least we still should be getting that first pick in the draft. I was like, yo, these Lion fans is actually kind of hilarious. Some of them. The other one was a bitch. But that's just sad to me, bro. Like, I looked at Evan Foxy. If you don't know who that is, that's a big Lions fan. I looked at him go nuts, like his team just won the Super Bowl off of them tying, and I was like, yo, Foxy, that's sad, bro. Like, I don't know if you was just happy for real, or if just because y'all didn't lose the Tones team, and that's gonna be something you can hold over them. But it's sad, dog. It's sad. The Lions is a sad franchise right now, bruh. And the Pittsburgh Steelers just got, if you don't know, Ben Big Rape had COVID, so he couldn't play today. But Mason Rudolph, the dude who, I saw somebody tweet, you will never be able to win with Mason Rudolph. And so it's funny because I thought about that as this game hit 0, bro. I was like, damn, that motherfucker might have been right, bro. But yeah, this shit ends in a tie, and I think this look worse for the Steelers than it do for the Lions. I know some people not gonna agree, but the Steelers offense don't look bad all year. I just can't imagine that they would have still lost this game if Ben was playing. Ben would have been able to make a couple plays to win them this game. So, hey, if you're the Steelers, at least it wasn't a loss, I guess you could say. But y'all definitely, a lot of these teams in the AFC, depending on how you look at it, wasted this week. Because the Browns and every team in the AFC lost. The Ravens should have beat the Dolphins. They blew a chance to take a 3-game lead in the AFC. The Steelers and them lost. The Steelers blew a chance to take a lead in the AFC, or at least tie for the lead in the AFC. The Browns blew a chance to get closer, a game back from the lead in the AFC, or tie for the AFC lead. So all these teams in the AFC North just wasted opportunities this week and last week, bro. Just, excuse me, just ridiculous, really. Ridiculous. But hey, the shit that I done seen from the Lions fans today, man, is absolutely sad to me, bro. Can't have it as a fan base, bro. I can't imagine rooting for it. Being a fan of a team where I have to be happy about a fucking tie, bro. Oh boy. Tampa Bay, Washington, bro. Let's move on. 19-29. Now, obviously, y'all know I don't care about a great quarterback who proven to be a great quarterback playing bad. That shit happens, obviously. And I even told y'all, I explained to y'all that Brady is likely to, struggle here and there. I'm so glad that I thought about that. I told y'all that Brady, I expect him to play bad here and there. I'm not surprised because he is an older quarterback. So he's going to have a bad game here and there. And here was the bad game. So it's funny that I kind of called that, but it's just, I don't know. For one, shout out to Chase Young, bro. He tore his ACL in this game, bro. So we hoping him a speedy recovery over here on this channel, bro. Over on this podcast. We hope the mans get healthy real soon, bro. Hate to see dudes go down, especially the injuries like that, bro. Because I know it's going to take forever for him to fight back from that. But he going to come back stronger, bro. But, yo, I wasn't shocked that Brady struggled. Like I said, Brady's bad game could come against anybody. It's not a specific team that it can come against. It legit could just happen because he's 40-something years old. So you have to expect that it's going to be a game. He's been playing this game for a long time, man. When you play as long as Brady, you're going to have a bad game here and there. It just happens, bro. Aaron Rodgers done had a couple bad games this season, in my opinion. So, and it didn't hurt his case for the MVP. All the great quarterbacks lost this week. Josh Allen, my boy, put on the show today, but we not talking about Josh Allen yet. But so I'm not really shocked by Brady and them boys. Now, they did end up losing this game. They could have come back and ended up winning, but Brady did throw 2 picks. But listen, I'm going to tell you what's funny. Bruce fucking Arians is a fucking G. I saw that interview that they did after the game, and I guess one of the report, and it's multiple reasons why I like this interview and why he a G. And basically they was trying to say, did the receivers do blah, blah, blah? And Bruce Arians like, nah, it was Brady. It was on him. Basically, and I'm paraphrasing again, but he basically was blaming it on, not blaming, he was saying it was Brady's fault. Don't blame it on the receivers, it was Brady's fault. And reason I like when Arians do this, because this ain't the first time he done basically said, no, it was Brady, it was on Brady, not the receivers, is because I'm pretty sure Bruce Arians realized how the media do these receivers at this point. They called them divas, they blame them for everything. They do a lot of blaming on these receivers when things go wrong for the quarterback and rarely get it blamed to the quarterback. And it can fuck up receivers in the long run based on how the media paint pictures of them. And Bruce Arians always there to have his receivers back. He always did, because he know Brady can take this criticism. This criticism ain't going to hurt Brady. Taking blame ain't going to hurt Brady. Taking blame could hurt one of his fucking receivers in the long run. It could be out there reporters painting pictures that make the receivers look bad. And I'm pretty sure Bruce Arians know that. Like, this is a game within a game that I think I done figured out with Bruce. Like, because I knew he wasn't just taking pipe shots at Brady, but Bruce Arians is a G. And so I kept thinking about it, and after the day, I was like, that's what he doing. He protecting his receivers. He see how many times quarterbacks take too little of the blame, and the receivers get blamed for, they ran the wrong route. And I seen it on fucking TV when the fucking Troy Aikman was calling Aaron Rodgers, bro. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 bad throws, and he immediately said, no, it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. It was the receiver. And I'm like, what? No, motherfucker, that was on Rodgers. Like, what? Bruce Arians basically said, nah, it wasn't on the receivers. They ran the right route. Brady threw a bad pass. Because Brady's human. He can throw bad passes. It doesn't always have to be on my receivers. It can be on Brady. You don't have to look for somebody to blame every time Brady throw a pick. It could just been Brady threw a bad pass. You don't have to look, what was the problem on the play? Did the receiver not know what to run? No, Brady just threw a bad pass. Simple as that. Move on. Next question. I fucking love Bruce Arians, bro. Coaches who protect their players like that, bro, you can say all you want to. He a professional. He don't need to be protected. Yes, these players do need to be protected, bro. The same way these players protect their coaches when their coaches finna get fired, it's the same way that they should be protected when things go wrong on the field. Every time the media try to blame a receiver for Brady's interceptions and shit like that, like Brady can't throw interceptions and shit. And listen, it's like I just said, bro, Brady is 40-something years old. He been on this roller coaster for a long time. He gonna get nauseated sometimes and fuck up. He gonna throw up sometimes. It happens. That don't make him any less of the GOAT. It just means he fucked up. He made a mistake here and there. Oh well. Bruce Arians is here to remind you of that also. Brady can fuck up. It don't have to be the receiver's fault every time. Y'all not going to keep burying my receivers every time Brady throw an interception, bro. Like, fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck out of here. So I fucking love Bruce Arians for that, bro. Plus, like I said before, Bruce Arians employs a lot of African-American men, bro. And he got an African-American swag. I fuck with Bruce Arians heavy, bro. But, also, Tampa Bay lost his game. So that's going to get... Listen, I already told y'all Carolina's making the playoffs, but that definitely give them more light at the end of the tunnel now. But Carolina's going to go undefeated the rest of the way with Ace Boogie. Just, you heard it here first. Maybe you saw Trey Boston tweet it, but I definitely was already saying that and thinking that. But shout out to Trey Boston too. But Tampa Bay did lose this game. It's a good win for the Washington football team, bro. It's a good win for them. You see how I matured from the beginning of the podcast to now, to where I don't even snap on Washington no more for not having a real name, because it does bother me still. But I don't even give them that energy anymore. But it was a good win for them. Taylor Heineke played a decent game, bro. He played a good game. He didn't blow me out my socks or no shit like that. But it was a good game. It was a good game. He wasn't dinking and dunking me to death. It was a good game. It was a good game. And so credit to Washington. I still think they suck. I still think they're going to lose that division. If you want to be somebody out there that say any given Sunday, sure. But Brady definitely just didn't play good today. And that's what happens sometimes when players don't play good. And still had a chance to win it at the end. So, but hey, shout out to Washington for getting a big dub. I pray that wasn't their Super Bowl and they don't treat it like that was their Super Bowl. Next week they getting their asses beat. I'm just telling y'all that right now. My boy Cam Newton is going nuclear on them motherfuckers next week. But Buffalo, New York. Now, my boy Josh Allen balled out today. Had his best game of the season thus far, and I'm happy for him. I don't want to not talk about him because I don't want people to think I'm hating on Josh Allen like that, even though if you follow me, you know I love Josh Allen. But I do want to give Josh Allen credit real fast. He balled the fuck out. Now, what was we saying about Mike White now? Because I swear that there was a lot of motherfuckers trying to say that Mike White should be the starter now, and he should be the dude going forward over Zach Wilson. 4 interception day for Mike White, meaning he got 6 interceptions in his last 2 starts. Well, when he went to full game because he got hurt in that last game, and he got benched in this one. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but how about you slow the pedal down? It was just a week in which the Bengals chose not to play good. They didn't play good against the fucking Browns. I don't know what's going on with the Bengals. It happens. The Ravens just lost to the Dolphins. Patriots lost to the Patriots. The Washington football team beat the fucking Bucks. It happens. There's 2 teams in the AFC right now though that's free falling, and that's the Chargers and the fucking Bengals. And the Raiders might be on that in a second too when we get to them, but I don't know for sure yet. But hey, try to tell you how to pipe down on them Jets, man. Zach Wilson was still going to be the dude going forward. It was either motherfuckers who almost talked me into agreeing with that goofy shit. But I knew. And he threw 4 turnovers today. They got their asses beat. It's not much to talk about in this game. I just wanted to bring that up. But like I said, shout out to my boy Josh Allen for absolutely balling out today. To me, this was his best game of the season. I know a lot of motherfuckers are like, oh, it was against the Jets. You play who the fuck in front of you. And also, it's goofy to say it's the Jets when the fucking Buffalo Bills play the Jets twice a year. It's got to be the Jets, motherfucker. We play them twice a year. We in the same division as the Jets, bro. Like, what the fuck? But Jacksonville, Indy. I'm not going to take a long time on this game. But Indy won this game. Carson Wentz didn't really look like nothing special after I said he was starting to look good again. He just looked basically decent in this game. And if you want to follow a Colts, the funniest way to follow the Colts is to watch Pat McAfee's Twitter account while these motherfuckers is playing. Because anytime they do anything wild, he going to be definitely tweeting about it. Anything they do something good, he going to be tweeting about it. I'm going to talk about Jacksonville, bro. Even though Jacksonville had a chance to win this game. This is what I'm saying, bro. The inconsistent offensive play calling, bro. Listen, I'm done talking about Jacksonville's defense because that's a week-to-week thing. They look good sometimes. They look bad sometimes. Defense is such a subjective thing for some of these teams this year because it completely hinges on the offense. And the offense for the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars, bro. And I find myself watching this team. I don't know why I watch so much of this team, but, bro, Trevor Lawrence done started looking bad in this offense, bro. That's how bad and incompetent this offense and the play callers is, bro. I already done told you they should be running the ball like this should be a heavy run first team right now until they learn how to call some decent plays for Trevor Lawrence to actually use his arm and not have to escape every fucking time and shit like that so he can actually try to stretch it. Because you really don't know how good your weapons is until you actually try to put them in the right offense and put them in positions to succeed, and they don't succeed. Nobody is succeeding in this Jacksonville offense, bro. Nobody. It's an inconsistent play calling offense. They run good, and then they'll stop running it. They throw it decent, they'll stop throwing it. Like, the concepts is bad. The play calling is bad. It's nothing good about Jacksonville's offense right now, and Trevor Lawrence is gonna be the one who looked the worst out of it all because he the one who got to go out there and put the offense on full display. And yeah, he a rookie. Like I said, rookies make mistakes. You have to give rookies time to grow and shit like that. But listen. I know Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. Okay. I be talking about Zach Wilson. I don't know if Zach Wilson gonna be a great quarterback. I know Trevor Lawrence has the talent to be a great quarterback right now. Just like I know Justin Fields has the talent to be a great quarterback. Here's the difference. Justin Fields is in a situation that's not so bad. And I say he was in a bad situation because of the coaching. However, he is not in a situation that's so bad that he can't even shine at times in this. It's so bad in Jacksonville that it's rarely any opportunities for Trevor Lawrence to shine. Because the situation is just always so bad. Like, even Justin Fields looks good at times. But to me, Justin Fields look good, period. But Justin Fields has not looked at no point in time this year as bad as Trevor Lawrence done looked in some of the games he done played this year. And it's not even Trevor Lawrence's fault, in my opinion. It's clearly his coaching staff and his offensive play calling and shit. And like I said before, yes, he done thrown some bad interceptions. But I don't want to hear that no more. Because we got good quarterbacks on a weekly basis throwing up goofball interceptions on a weekly basis. Patrick Mahomes had interceptions dropped once again tonight. You know, I think the one thing that's starting to piss me off more than anything is watching motherfuckers drop Patrick Mahomes interceptions. Patrick Mahomes probably would have damn near 20 interceptions on the season. 2 seasons in a row probably, if the motherfucker had people catch his interceptions. A defender for the fucking Raiders just dropped an easy interception, bro. Like, and that seemed to be what happened to this dude every week. If he don't get an interception called back for a fucking penalty on the defense, he just got defensive dudes just dropping easy ass interceptions. Like, it ain't even tough interceptions. They just dropping basic interceptions, bro, that you know receivers would catch every single day of the week. And it just reminds you why they receivers and why they're DBs. But Derek Carr threw up a goofy-ass interception tonight. Aaron Rodgers threw a goofy-ass interception today. Russell Wilson threw a goofy-ass interception today. Multiple quarterbacks who are actually good quarterbacks throw goofy-ass interceptions a lot this year. So I can't even really go too hard, on quarterbacks no more for throwing these goofy-ass interceptions. But I'm definitely not going hard on Trevor Lawrence and rookies for doing it. When I'm looking at so many veteran quarterbacks switching the ball to their other hand, throwing interceptions and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, them motherfuckers throwing rookie interceptions. So, like I said, I'm not finna go hard on him for that. But I really believe, and if I'm end up being wrong on Trevor Lawrence and he just not good, I'll eat that. I'll eat that. But I knew Andrew Luck was going to be good coming out of college. I knew Deshaun Watson was going to be good coming out of college. I knew Cam Newton was going to be good coming out of college. I did not know Lamar Jackson was going to be what he is. And that's unbelievable what he did to him. Lamar Jackson is a fucking icon. But it's just certain quarterbacks who I watched and I knew was going to be studs when they got to the end. You could just look at him play. You cannot tell if Trevor Lawrence is going to be a great quarterback right now unless you just really done looked at Trevor Lawrence. Because of how bad this offense look a lot, bro. They don't even get this man, put him in situations where he can make one big play a game. Like where he could show off his arm at least once a game, bro. Because everything is so complicated for him with this goofy-ass offense, bro. Even Josh McDaniels over there in New England done got better at calling plays for Mac Jones. And Mac Jones is not nearly as talented to me as a Trevor Lawrence. But he in a better system right now. He got better coaches trying to help him right now. The goofballs over there in Jacksonville should not be employed next year. But they will be. And it's absolutely sad, and I hate it for Trevor Lawrence. But I say that shit every week, but that's legitimately the reality he is probably going to have to deal with for the next 2 to 3 years. But, boy. But Minnesota Chargers, bruh. Chargers was that other team that I said was free falling, and they lost to Minnesota 27-20. Listen, it was a good game, blah, blah, blah. What's going on with the Chargers, man? The Chargers defense is atrocious, for one. But I done said this a couple weeks in a row now. And I feel like I'm starting to say it every week at this point. Brandon Staley has to become more calculated with these fourth down going for. And not even just him, because it was a head coach that went forward on fourth down behind the midfield and they didn't get it. And I'm just thinking to myself, why would that be a situation where you go for it? It's certain times to me where it's still not smart to go for it. And if I'm behind the logo and it's not a killer situation, punt the ball. And it was a team that had a good defense too at that. So, I know it was the Packers today, I believe. I hope I'm wrong on that. But I think it was the Packers because the Packers got a phenomenal defense, bro. Like I said, LaFleur don't get enough credit for turning that defense around. But I just be going off on different tangents, bro. But fucking Minnesota Chargers, bro. I'm not gonna talk too much. You're gonna see. Hold up, bro. It's a tweet going around on Twitter of Justin Jefferson catching the ball and throwing it to Keenan Allen on the sideline. I don't know what that's all about, but everybody talking about it, so I thought I'd mention it. But I still don't think Kirk Cousins is like the man and nothing like that, even though I said I wish they would call better plays and shit so I could truly find out if he was really the man or not. Even though I think I've seen enough to know. But either way, what I wanted to talk about wasn't even the Vikings, it's the Chargers. The Chargers is free falling right now. Since losing to Baltimore, I think the Chargers is like 1-3 over their last 4 games. That's horrible. And now they was in first place in the division. The Chiefs are now first place in the division after the night. That division just free fell so much. And the Raiders have an excuse. The Raiders been losing players on a weekly basis, it seems, and lost their head coach. So I can excuse the Raiders. The Chargers have no excuse. And somebody tweeted earlier today on Twitter, they was like, motherfuckers crowned Justin Herbert before they made that motherfucker play out a full season and prove it. He looking right. The NFL is hard. Even when you got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. That's why I need to put some respect on Lamar Jackson for the shit that he be out there doing, bruh. That's all I'm saying. But the Chargers, I don't know if they're going to be able to turn this around. I think they will because they got a great cast, but that defense is bad. It is what it is. Can't stop the run. Teams can pass it on them. I don't know how far the Chargers get. Plus, Justin Herbert is still basically a rookie. So, some tough times right now for the Chargers because I think they done fell to third place in the division. But New Orleans, Tennessee. I don't know how Tennessee won this game. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I watched it. I didn't watch this one. I didn't even watch the highlights for this game. But I saw Trevor Siemian actually had a decent game. They probably like, how you know that and you didn't watch the game? Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. But Tennessee ended up winning this game 21-23. The New Orleans had to have done some things wrong. I'm going to go back and watch that game, but I can't speak on that one too much because I didn't watch that game. But New Orleans ended up losing that one 21-23. It's amazing that the Titans winning all these games without Derrick Henry, bro. They have not lost since losing Derrick Henry. And I heard he might end up coming back. Boy. Now, Julio is on IR for the next 3 weeks, and A.J. Brown didn't really do shit in this game. And speaking of A.J. Brown, I want to go back to this motherfucker, Pacifier Metcalf, bro. Pacifier Metcalf, ever since taking that shot to Shannon, ain't been doing really shit, people saying, bruh. And then he might end up going at Ryan Clark, because Ryan Clark tweeted tonight, that this dude, DK Metcalf, is hella unproductive right now and hella oversensitive. And he is, bruh. That is a sensitive motherfucker right now, bruh. Motherfucker get in the fights with everybody on the field. Everybody can get into his head. God knows what's gonna happen when if this motherfucker got to play Jalen Ramsey again when they do that. And I already told you I thought the Packers was gonna win this game. I couldn't imagine that Rodgers was gonna play as bad as he did because I watched that game. That was a boring ass game. But bro, listen. Russell Wilson was coming back. And so I always give passes to quarterbacks who missed a couple weeks, missed the game because they got to get back in their flow. However, I knew that they were losing this game. Even if they had Russell Wilson playing the last couple weeks, playing on an MVP pace, this was going to be the game that he ended up blowing his MVP lead because he is bad against the Packers and the Rams. Just go look at his stats. I don't know how he got so many wins against the Packers when he plays so bad against them. But the motherfucker does not play good against the Packers or the Rams, bro. And he didn't play good again today. They didn't even score. This is the first time Russell Wilson has been shut out in his NFL career, bro. And it didn't look bad. And one of the problems that I had, and I love Russell Wilson. My brother, his favorite player is Russell Wilson. Here's my problem with Russell Wilson at times. This motherfucker hold on to the ball way too long sometimes. Way too. Go look at him against the Rams. Against the Rams, Russell Wilson hold on to the ball so long sometimes that it's like he want Aaron Donald to kill him. And I don't get it. It's like his mind shut off. Except for tonight, he was doing it in the pocket a lot, where he would just do a lot of dancing in the pocket instead of escaping because it was lanes, or instead of just throwing it away and he'd take these hits and shit. And you like, damn, Russ, you already always banged up, bro. Can we stop taking so many hits? Throw the ball away. Do something. Don't just keep taking these hits, especially when you know you don't have an unbelievably great offensive line. I just think Russell Wilson put himself in just as much trouble, if not more, than Kyler Murray do sometimes. And he been playing longer, so clearly he been doing it long, putting himself in danger longer. But listen, we all talk about how we love that Russell Wilson can slide like a baseball player and shit like that. But Russell Wilson still take a lot of hits and shit in the pocket and outside when he trying to run. And this motherfucker just, I don't know, bro. The fucking Packers and the Rams have the key to how to slow down and stop and just make Russell Wilson look bad. They've been doing it for a long time at this point, bro. And so, but listen, Aaron Rodgers didn't really look great. And I said a couple weeks ago, or if not like last week maybe, I was like, Aaron Rodgers really haven't had an Aaron Rodgers type of game to me yet. And this wasn't an Aaron Rodgers game to me either. A lot of dinking and dunking. He hit a big play here and there, I guess. I mean, they dropped one of the big plays he was about to complete, but wasn't really like this game was the defense, man. The Packers defense looked good, and they got people hurt. They don't even have their best cornerback right now. One of the best cornerbacks in the league in Jair Alexander, bro. And look at what this defense doing. Like the Packers defense don't get enough credit, bro. That is a good. I need to go look up their stats this year. Because the Packers defense, I mean, I want to see the stats for the Packers defense since Matt LaFleur got there, but especially this year. Because the Packers defense could have won in that game last week if the quarterback had done anything for him. I don't know, man. I really like the Packers defense this year, bro. I think that's the strongest part of their team. And like I said, these motherfuckers not even healthy. I don't think Zadarius Smith is even playing right now, or Preston Smith. This is a dangerous Packers defense that's not even 100% yet right now. When this Packers defense get healthy, Jesus Christ, bro. See, right now the number one team in the NFC to me is the Cowboys. I think that's the most complete team, and I think they got the most explosive offense, even though I love Tom Brady and that Bucs offense. And I would take Bruce Arians over them, over Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys defense is a lot better right now than the Bucs defense. And while I got all the faith in the world in Tom Brady, like I said, Brady can have a bad game at any given moment just based off of his age, bro. I'm not saying he gonna fall off a cliff or nothing like that. I'm saying he falls off a cliff every once in a while because of age, but he get right. You know, he got a tow truck to pick him back up and whatnot. His falling off a cliff is not going to be gradual, not like that. He's going to just fall right off the cliff for a game and be picked up, clean himself off, and get back to doing what he do the next game. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be no gradual decline for the GOAT. No. The GOATs don't gradually decline. You know what I'm saying? They just play bad and then they back at it. You know what I'm saying? Or they just retire. Brady's not going to do that. Brady's going to be fine. So you shouldn't be worried. You shouldn't be worried about Brady. However, because I don't trust that Bucs defense right now, I love. Now, my favorite defense in the NFC right now is between. It's not even between. It's the Packers, bro. I was finna say between the Packers and the Saints. No. The Packers defense is carrying Aaron Rodgers right now. You never thought you'd hear that be said. Aaron Rodgers is being carried by that defense. It's unbelievable how great that defense is playing right now. Unbelievable. They played great against Patrick Mahomes last week, so I don't want to hear, they just played good against Russell Wilson who was coming back. I don't want to hear that. This defense been doing their job, man. Earning their checks on a weekly basis, bro. And Rashawn Gary, I believe is his name, got hurt today. So we hoping him a speedy recovery on the channel also. But shout out to Matt LaFleur in that. And I was thinking to myself while I was watching this boring ass game, because I had a lot to think about. I was thinking to myself, Matt LaFleur, man, he done had to deal with Aaron Rodgers' bullshit all year and in the offseason. He done had to deal with his front office not getting him other weapons and shit that he would like to have on his team because he wanted Odell Beckham and they didn't pull the trigger. He got to deal with the fact that he got all these different personalities on his team as far as Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and the shit that they go through. He got to deal with the media and all they bullshit all the time. He got to deal with the injuries and shit like that. And what he do? He got the best record in the NFC right now, I believe. And they beat the Cardinals. Matt LaFleur is a damn good head coach, bro. A damn good head coach. I can see it's not just Aaron Rodgers why Matt LaFleur is good. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, look what Jordan Love did last week. Jordan Love, like I said in that video, to me, his coach took a lot of the blame, but it was a lot of throws there that he could have made. It was a lot of easy throws there that he could have made that he just didn't make, that you cannot believe that an NFL quarterback wouldn't be able to complete. You just sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, motherfucker, you in the NFL. You got to be able to complete that. But hey, it is what it is. Oh, let me also hop back over to the Cardinals game. Cam Newton's first 2 touches were touchdowns. He ran in and then threw one to Robbie Anderson. So, listen, man. Ace Boogie's back, man. I said, go out home. I don't understand what the fuck they be saying, but Young Thug, that dude. But Carolina's going undefeated the rest of the way with my boy Ace Boogie back in the fold. Back. The leader. They tried to say my boy was going to be a distraction. They do that to all black players who got big personalities or who know who they are very confident in themselves, or who know how to make money off of their likeness and images. If the media can't portray you in one way, if they can't create the narrative, then they instantly start calling you all type of bozo type shit, bro, because they are truly the bozos, not the players. But yo, like I said, shout out to the fucking Green Bay, bro. Defense 0-17. That's a team that's been carried by Aaron Rodgers for so long, and I'm gonna make sure I give them motherfuckers their credit for what they've been able to do, bro. Gotta give them their credit. Philadelphia and Denver, 30-13. I did not watch this entire game, but I did watch bits and pieces. Now listen, Jalen, I'm not gonna be biased. Jalen Hurts didn't blow me away or no shit like that. He only threw for like 175 yards. I watched most of this game. He did not blow me away. I was watching this game on my phone because listen, I gotta watch them Bama boys, bro. I got to. Mind you, Tua, Hurts, and Mac Jones won this week. That's the first time that all 3 Alabama quarterbacks won this week. So shout out, Roll Tide. But Jalen Hurts and them boys won this week. Happy for him. The offense starting to look a little bit decent here and there every week. They adding more and more good plays that work for this offense and shit like that. I like it. If they lean heavily into the Kevin Stefanski's types offense, I really think Jalen Hurts could be the quarterback. Excuse me. Could be the quarterback for this. Damn. Could be the quarterback for this team for a while. I just think it's play calling. Now, I don't think Jalen Hurts is a sit back in the pocket, dissect the field type of quarterback. I've never seen that out of him. But he could be a damn good quarterback if you got the right system in place. And he's been showing that the last couple of weeks. Now, listen, I don't know how long you can get away with the type of offense that they run if they was playing against a good team, because I don't think they still don't score enough points against good teams. But that's why you play bad teams, to get this type of practice in. Mind you, a lot of people probably thought that they was going to lose this game. So, but the Sunday night football game, KC, Raiders. I picked the Raiders because I said that KC didn't look bad all year. Well, KC has found their groove again. They are back now, so I'm obviously about to be picking them a lot again like I was in the beginning of the season. They have woken up. And I don't even want to say that the Raiders really played bad. They played bad in the first half, yes. But the game was still right there. And Deshaun Jackson fumbled a touchdown, basically. Like, Derek Carr hit this motherfucker. He wide open. All he got to do is keep running. And for some reason, he stopped and tried to juke or something and then just fumbled the ball. I don't even... Bro, you got to go watch the play, bro. It's absolutely insane. That one play just killed killed Vegas's momentum. Derek Carr ended up throwing a stupid-ass interception on the next drive. The Chiefs found their groove in this game. I don't know what it is against the Raiders, bro, but they found their groove, and this division is in trouble. That division is in trouble because I don't think KC going to lose their lead no more in this whole race. I think KC will now finish one of the top teams in the AFC. No AFC team took enough advantage of KC playing bad for so long, especially their own division, and now look at you. This is why you're supposed to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. KC struggled, but they still was beating the teams they were supposed to beat. They didn't look pretty when they was beating them, but they was beating them. And now they done found their groove again, and they smacked the fucking Raiders. The AFC in trouble. The AFC in trouble with the motherfuckers back. He still throws some goofy ass passes that I think could get picked off, but hey, the Raiders dropped the ball, man. And like I said, I do blame Deshaun Jackson for just killing their momentum when they about to score and go down by 3 points. And because they picked it up in the second half, and then Deshaun Jackson just with this moronic in it fumble, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? It felt like point shaving. I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt like point shaving. It felt like point shaving. But with that, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint podcast. I truly enjoy y'all for sticking around and coming and listening to me, man. I truly do. When we get big, man, I'm gonna be giving away shit and shit like that. I don't want to say shit like that to get people to watch. I'm just telling you what I know is gonna be the case once I blow up, bro. Like, I'm big on wanting to get everybody else to become big too and living better, bro. It's like I say, a blunt away multiple blunts a day keeps the stress away and keeps a foul on you. For what the fuck am I saying? What the fuck am I saying? Either way, I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to stop by here with me, and I truly appreciate y'all for that, from the bottom of my heart, even though my heart is only meant to pump blood. I get it. I understand what we're saying. But I hope y'all have a good day, good afternoon, good night. If your team won, dope. If it lost, hey, tough one. My team lost to the fucking Dolphins this week. But, hey, we can all go to sleep knowing that Baker Mayfield is trash. He's trash. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a dope day, dope afternoon, dope night, whichever part of the day or time of the day you're listening to this. I appreciate you. I don't say this enough. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video and the channel. And I truly appreciate y'all for that, for doing that for me. Hey, Saint out.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say.